Everyone stop vaulting for 1 second, because this, my friends, is a much bigger deal. Did not expect this. In fact, I had to put the next vaulting video I was in the process of editing on hold to bring you guys this, but thanks to data miners, we have the official desert map pulled straight from the PUBG game files. They pulled out some other cool information, so hit subscribe to see another video on that very soon. Now, prior to this week, all we had was this early rendering of the map. Obviously not a finished product, but kind of a prototype outline. Well, now I bring you the incredible new desert map. Yes, bask in its awesomeness. Without even getting too in depth, which we're going to do in a minute, look at the sheer amount of structures spanning this map. It's crazy. Not to mention just how many dense urban city-like areas there are. You'll notice there's actually quite a bit of water on this map and some lush green land surrounding it. Clearly the developers like the island double bridge dynamic, or it wouldn't be here again. We have this new island in the southwest corner of the map that houses a prison, which we've possibly already seen. 2 bridges connecting the mainland, and this is new for the island. We have 1 bridge in the middle of it. Should add a slightly new camping dynamic. But the important thing to note here is that the island is significantly smaller. So far less rounds should end here, and even when a circle does close on that island, you won't be forced onto it until very late game. It's small enough that it won't be possible for the first or second circle to force you across those bridges. I mean, again, this is all in theory based off of what we can see without playing it. The other really exciting water-related feature is that we now have 3 additional islands, each with what appears to be their own set of structures. These islands are not accessible by bridge, only by boat. Or maybe jet ski, hint hint, nudge nudge. Of course, the military base is in the upper right, meaning you're definitely less likely to get direct military flight paths, unlike the current map. This will probably become a hot spot to drive to no matter the round though. I'm just seriously overwhelmed with the amount of buildings on this map. It looks like there's a mixture of industrial or military style urban areas, along with both slums and more refined towns. I could go on, but let's jump into some actual detective work and identify some locations. So we have this image of what we'd like to speculate is a high security prison of some sort. It could possibly be a military checkpoint or location of some kind, or maybe I'm way off and there's such thing as a high security farm, I don't know. But with that, we'd like to assume it's the prison on the island. I mean, it kind of makes sense that that's one of the things they'd want to highlight in a tease. Now, what does lead me to think this is a prison? A, the environment seems a little more lush than the other screenshots we've been giving, suggesting that it's possibly one of the greener parts of the map near water. Second, given that this is sunset, we know the sun sets straight west, and with the sun more to the left side of the frame, that means we're looking more west-northwest. And that puts both this closer ridge and distant mountain ridge in line with that of the map. The weird thing is, I just can't seem to line up any of the yellow map structures with those in the screenshot. But like I said, it's all a best guess at this point. They could just mark things weird on the map and that skews the layout a little bit. Or we could be wrong and these are 2 completely different locations. We'll have to wait and find out. Okay, I tried to find these first 2 images we ever got of the map primarily based off the train tracks seen in the screenshots, but an 8x8 kilometer map is far too large to identify them. However, one that we can identify with almost certainty is Crater Bravo. The camera angle in the screenshot is from the east side, back of the plane, looking west between the tail of the plane and this row of houses connected by a boardwalk with a few scattered houses on the other side. And then moving straight south a little ways across a barren landscape, you run into probably the largest city on the map, Hard Luck, which we just so happen to have a screenshot of. This recently released image is from the west side of town looking almost straight east. On the left, you see this line of skinny buildings that wrap all the way around. In the foreground right side, you have this U-shaped concrete structure which seems to line up on both, and then the obvious courtyard park-like area up ahead on the right side. Potentially these 2 silos and back here as well, but I think the silos in the screenshot have different markings on the map due to their base and other images we're about to look at. Now this next part is crazy conspiracy theory, but I think I've got it nailed down. Okay, so one of the very first images ever to tease the sprawling city aspect of the new desert map was this. You're probably already saying, hey, that looks like the park courtyard building thing, only there's no construction or similar features around it. Well, my theory is that this is in fact hard luck, because back when this was posted, they talked or teased it as a giant city, and hard luck is exactly that for the new map. It is the largest city. But if you remember, the map was originally supposed to be smaller than the current 8x8 kilometer size. And my guess is this was a prototype build for just one of the cities to be implemented in the new map. You'll notice similarities to the end product, like these skinny buildings with the little outcroppings on top, similar but different orientation. Of course, the courtyard, and then if you look way in the back, there's all these giant round silos which appear to exist in some form on the new minimap. So my conclusion is this was a trial design for the city. They teased it, but in the name of an overall larger map and reducing the geometric rendering for us, they tweaked it to have more open construction and overall less fully finished skyscraper-like buildings. Remember, in a previous video we pointed out that there might be stairs leading up these construction buildings, so it should maintain a lot of vertical playability. Just less intense details for our computers to process. Okay, so the last image we'll take a look at is this one. Originally, I thought it was Desolation, looking from the north side of town down south. You have this one main road with slight curves, and the one big thing is the stadium off to the left. Other than that, it's hard to point out exact similarities. You have this church-looking building and a handful of houses all the way up the hill further left of the stadium, which could be any of the yellow dots on the map. But again, I could be completely wrong. This could be, say, Murderland and a different stadium, since we can't tell if the one in the screenshot is a baseball stadium or not. I say Murderland because looking east from this west side puts another circle stadium looking thing to the left of this curved road. More like the screenshot, there are structures surrounding the stadium. Also, I noticed more roads in the screenshot as well, which Murderland has more of on the map. And of course, there's plenty of yellow dots that could be the church and houses up the hill. But who really knows? Both of those have similarities to the screenshots, but aren't an exact lineup. Let me know what you guys think, or if you see anything I've missed on the map. We do have a handful of other screenshots, but they would be near impossible to nail down a location for. Last thing I want to do is show you an actual comparison of the amount of structures on the new desert map and our current map. So I went into Photoshop and pulled off all the buildings on both maps. Here's what that looks like on our current map. Not too shabby, but quite a few open, desolate stretches of land. Now, check out the new map. If it doesn't look like there's a big difference in building density or population, trust me, there is. For example, let's go back to our current map. Now see all those gaps and empty spaces? Watch them get utterly obliterated when I overlay the new map. Man, that's so exciting. While I had this information, I went ahead and generated a basic heat map of the urban density on the current map so we could overlay it and compare on the new map. As you see, the sort of dirtbag cartel mansions area is the new central school / Rozhok location. Wasteland in the upper right is the new Stalber. You've got Crackback lining up exactly with Pachinki. Mishap on the right side is pretty much the new Milta Power area. And interestingly enough, Punishment is another coastal area located exactly where Novo is on the grid. Okay, wow, this video is getting far too long. I'm gonna have to wrap it up here, having nearly exhausted all the excitement surrounding the new map. However, I do have one more brand new photo to show you guys of the desert map. This was exclusively in the PUBG Gamer magazine, so in my detective work, I ran to Barnes & Noble and just grabbed a quick photo from my phone. It's not high quality by any means or done professionally, but at least you guys can see the new screenshot that's in that magazine. Nothing too crazy, but we do get a little bit of a look at like the trailer slum-like houses that should be scattered around the map. Alright, make sure you are subscribed as I will be releasing yet another video with even more new content that was found, and until then, I will see you guys on the Battlegrounds.